Hi there, and welcome to the Home Studio Rescue here on YouTube. My name is Chris, and today we're going to be talking about why I will not be buying Waves plugins in 2021. Now, before we get into any of that, if you get any value out of this video, please subscribe. Also, if you have any questions about recording, learning how to mix, how to build your own home studio, any stuff like that, if you need guidance with any of those things, you can shoot me an email at homestudiorescue@gmail.com, and we can talk about anything you'd like. Also, there's a link down below in the description for a free Zoom call with me, and we can talk about any of those things you would like. So, why I will not be buying Waves plugins in 2021. So first of all, I made a video in 2020 about why you shouldn't buy Waves plugins, and it had to do with the Waves update plan, as you can see here. And so right now I am on a 2015 Mac, and I will say this video is mostly for Mac users. So any of you people that use Windows and just think you're never going to have to update, you can probably click out of this video now. But for Mac users, what I will say, I'm on Sierra right now. My computer is from 2015, and I have a lot of plugins that I use that are not compatible with the latest operating systems for Big Sur or Catalina or any of that jazz, and so I'm not updating my operating system. And so what happens when you update your operating system, like if I was to do that now, the version of Waves plugins that I own is V11. It is not compatible with Big Sur. I don't think it might work for Catalina, but for Big Sur, for the latest operating system, they aren't compatible. So I would have to pay for the update plan. And since 2010, I bought a lot of Waves plugins, and just for me to update the Platinum bundle is 119 bucks. Let's just do all of them here. It caps out at $240. So every time I need to update my Waves plugins, it's $240. Now, what happens is that when you buy Waves plugins, they come with a year of updates for free. You get the updates for free if you just bought them. I would definitely make sure you're on the latest version before your update plan expires. Once they expire, then you have to start paying for update plan fees. And so, like this one, if you just have one plugin, it's not that big of a deal, or maybe a handful. But what happens is the more plugins you add, the higher the cost goes. It does cap out at $240. That's the max you're going to have to pay. But for me, I've paid this update plan twice. I had to do it in 2014, and I didn't know about it, so it was a really kind of a rude awakening when I got a new computer, and it was like, I'm going to have to pay $240 so Waves plugins actually work on that computer. It pissed me off, and so last year I made a video about this. It's one of my most popular videos, and I got a lot of hate from Windows users on it, but beyond that, I wanted to bring awareness that when you buy Waves plugins, you get a year of updates. After that, when you need to update, you're going to have to pay for it. And for me, I don't just have to pay for Waves updates when I update my operating system or get a new computer. I also have to pay for Pro Tools updates. And that's $300 for me. And so it's going to be $540 for me to get Pro Tools and my Waves plugins to work on a new Mac or whatever. I guess this is the thing when you're a Mac user. I love my Mac computers and all that stuff. The updates, it can be a yearly thing. You do not have to update every year. That is one of the things with the last video I should have mentioned, is that really you only need to update when you need to update, or when you want something. Like right now, if I bought one of these Waves plugins and I actually wanted to use it, I'd have to update to Big Sur because they won't work on Sierra. And that's what happened with this free plugin here from the CLA X V12. It doesn't work on Sierra. It won't even download on it. So if I was to buy plugins right now, they won't work on Sierra. And so I'd also have to pay for this $240 fee. And so that's one of the things to think about. If you're on an old Mac and you're thinking about, splurging on the 4th of July sale or whatever sale, I mean, Waves is running sales 24/7 anyways, but this is a pretty good sale. And so if you decide to splurge on that and you have an old Mac computer, you might have to update your operating system. And it's not just about Waves. If you use Pro Tools, you might have to pay for that as well. You need to check these things out before you just start buying stuff, and then you have to upgrade to even use them. So there is a compatibility page from Waves here, and I will leave a link for that in the description below. There's also a list from Sweetwater for compatibility with Big Sur. I bought an M1 Mac, their newest Mac Mini, and what I came to find out was that even though some of the plugins would work through Rosetta, that they didn't work well. And so there was some plugins I used that I couldn't even download, and that's on me again for not researching that better. I did research it for a couple months, but I still missed some things. And so I returned my Mac Mini, the M1, within 24 hours just because I wasn't going to hold on to a computer that couldn't do everything I needed to do, or all the software I needed wasn't available for it. So I'm very excited about the new M1 chip and hopefully the M1X and all that stuff, but I'm still waiting for everything just to catch up with Apple. I think they have made a lot of leaps, and I think these computers are going to leave Windows computers in the dust, and everyone's struggling to catch up. And I think that's happening now. But I would be very careful when it comes to buying Waves plugins, when it comes to updating your operating system. You've got to go through these different checks. Otherwise, it could become very costly. I would definitely back up your computer before you do any of this, especially if you're working on projects. So this video is just a warning really to Mac users, just to make sure that everything's up to date. If you're already on Big Sur and you're going to just buy new plugins, or let's say you've got everything up to date, then go for it. Enjoy these sales. But you need to check all of this stuff out before you actually buy plugins. So if you got any value out of this video, please hit the subscribe button. If you would like to talk about any of this, you could do that with me through a Zoom call. You could do that in the comments below. If you have any questions, please leave them there. And if you just want to reach out through email, you can get in touch with me at homestudiorescue@gmail.com. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.